For those that don't know me, I'm Mary O'Sullivan Anderson. I'm President and CEO of Your Better Business Bureau. And I'm here this morning with Kevin Galandy with Bayside Associates. So thanks again, Kevin, for joining me.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's good to talk to another person outside of my family.
It's so true. We make it work with these virtual connections, that's for sure. So specifically, Kevin and I were talking this morning about all the different grants and subsidies that are available for small business owners. And, as Kevin and I can both attest, the information is, it's always a moving target, and it's difficult to kind of nail down and get the most timely, relevant information that business owners need to know. So I wanted to ask you about the CEBA, the Canada Emergency Business Account. What is it, and how easy is it for business owners to actually take advantage of it?
Well, it's pretty simple program. The government has actually basically understood that small business is probably affected more than almost anyone, because it's that old adage: if you just give a man a fish, he eats one day, but if you can teach a man to fish, he gets food for a long time. And that's really what this program is about, is getting businesses back on their feet so they can continue to support their employees. And one of the things that they identified was that often small business does not have access to credit, especially when times of no revenue. So right now in Canada, any small business can apply for up to a $40,000 guaranteed loan. And I think what's important to understand is there's a couple qualifications. You have to have had 50,000 in payroll in 2019, and you couldn't have had more than $1 million of payroll in 2019. So it's really for those smaller companies that don't have that staying power. But anyways, you get the 40,000. It is a loan. You do have to pay it back. But the good news is, if you pay it back by the end of December 2022, they allow you to keep $10,000 of the money. So it's really like them giving you a grant of $10,000 if you're able to pay back the 30. And if you're not able to pay it back, then they extend the time to pay it back, and they turn into a 3 or 5 year term. I believe it's a 5-year term at a very affordable interest rate.
Awesome. So those are some really key points there that you touched on, that you have to have 50,000 in payroll, but not over $1 million in payroll.
That's right.
And it is a loan, so business owners still need to be prepared that, the revenue does still need to be coming in order for you to be able to pay back that loan and meet those terms. What kind of risks do business owners have when accessing this loan?
Well, it's like any loan. It has to be paid back. So one of the things that we advocate is people have a risk mitigation strategy, and one of those things is we can actually put insurance that would cover that loan in the event of a COVID-19 death, and that the person's estate wouldn't be liable for that loan and or the business. And I think it's like anything else, and there's a number of programs. So if you didn't qualify for the $40,000 loan, you're more likely to be able to qualify for the small and medium business loan, which is actually providing funds up to $6 million. So depending upon which program you're accessing, it's really important to review all of your insurance, and that's one of the things we do at Bayside, is help with that. In these interesting times, we really have access to innovative programs with reduced medicals and so on and so forth, that we can get actual coverage that covers you under the COVID-19 pandemic crisis, but wouldn't be overpriced and would be probably less expensive even than what you're paying now.
Yeah, that's an excellent thing to touch on, is making sure that when business owners are looking at all their cash available, loans, anything that's available, is that they're also reviewing the insurance and mitigating any unnecessary risk on that. Really good point there. What other programs can help employees? We're hearing a lot of employees that are obviously, either receiving temporary layoffs or permanent layoffs, and are now suddenly finding themselves without benefits. Anything you can touch on that, Kevin?
Yeah, I think for the most part, that is probably one of the most number of questions we're getting every day, especially in Alberta. It hasn't been exactly a powerhouse of an economy the last few years. So this is really hitting businesses where it hurts, and because the highest expense typically for business is employees. When the employees are laid off, now all of a sudden that excellent benefit program that they've had, they no longer have. Some companies, if it's a temporary layoff, will continue to pay benefits. Some will not. It really depends upon the employer. However, with that said, we have a program that would allow any business or any employee that no longer has benefits for up to 90 days after being laid off, cover a benefit program that would cover them and their family personally. And I think what's really important to that is there is no exceptions for pre-existing conditions, whether it's dental, prescription, hospital care, online health care, all number of things, and even travel add-on can be added, right up to someone that's age 69 with travel coverage available until age 80. So even if someone was laid off because we were getting close to retirement, we're still able to put this coverage that would follow them into their next transition of work until they were able to either get new work with new benefits, and or maybe they've entered into retirement and they can still keep this program into retirement.
Awesome. Excellent. Good information to have. And also great for companies, if they're making those changes with employee benefits, to also give that information to employees so that they know that they're not without and that there are some other options available.
Well, absolutely. I think that one of the easiest things for that aspect, Mary, would be that if they were to reach out to us, we'd be able to provide information. So if they were doing layoffs, we'd be able to have something there for them where the employee could access at their leisure.
Excellent. Great, Kevin. Thanks. Another really big one is the wage subsidy program with the now 75% wage subsidy. I know there's a lot of rules and, again, limited information coming out on that. Do you have any insights on that one?
Well, I think that's the one that's the most confusing.
Yeah.
And I think it's the one that as a business owner myself, the one that I feel like it's my lifeline, so to speak, because at Bayside, we have many long-term employees, and one of the things that's really hard for us when you have no revenue coming in, still paying out those expenses. So one of the issues that we had originally with that program was it didn't really work for everyone. So they've relaxed the rules somewhat, and I think the two most important rules to really think about is you qualify for that subsidy for just about every single business other than a public corporation. If you have a drop in revenue from March of 2019 to March of 2020, and that is as little as 15% drop, you qualify. Yeah. They also released a new rule that said, well, maybe that didn't work for you. If you had a 15% drop from January and February average revenue versus March. Now, there is one trick about it, and I think someone needs to go through and look at their own specific case, is that you have to pick which method you're going to use for the following 2 months. So when you qualify for April and for May, you have to use the same qualification that you did for March. Right. So you really need to go and look at it and make sure that you're actually comparing the two, because you might qualify for the first one, but then if you don't qualify for the next two, that's a bit of a problem. And I personally believe that they're going to be making additional changes to this program. Yeah. If you're looking to find it on the internet to enroll in it, that's why you can't enroll in it, because they haven't launched it yet. But it will be coming on your Revenue Canada account. It's called My Business, right on the CRA account. Okay. So if you've not registered for that, my suggestion would be register now, because it takes a few days for them to send out a PIN, which you have to enter in. And then you log in as simple as logging into your normal banking, personal banking information as a person who's associated with the company.
Perfect. Excellent. That's great information. And of course, as BBB, anytime you click on any link, make sure that you've actually, asked for a pin, and that's why you're clicking on it. So that's excellent. Listen, Kevin, thanks so much for taking time today. I know that you're really busy navigating all of this, and being able to work with me to get this resource out to business owners is so important to me. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much for having us, and stay safe.
Yeah, absolutely. You too. For those that might want to reach out to you, what's the best way that we can reach you?
Very simple. Phone call 403-275-4043, or you can reach us on the net at www.baysideassociates.com.
Perfect. Excellent. Thanks so much, Kevin. You have a great day. For more information, you can find out anything at bbb.org as well. All of our links and resources are obviously vetted to make sure that they're trusted and the most accurate information. So thanks again, Kevin. Great chatting with you.
Great. Thank you.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.